everybody, my name is Megan and welcome to my August TBR. So August is a month in which I've asked a lovely friend to play their TBR game for me because I love the idea of TBR games but do not have an idea for one. So I have gone the lazy route and every so often will just ask someone if they're willing to play around for me, and then we go from there. So this month we have the lovely Gem from Bookish Gems who is going to be playing TBRhatzee for me. I have never played Yahtzee before. Literally the only knowledge of the game I have comes from Gem playing her rounds every month, and it's so much fun, and I love you so much for doing this for me, Gem. Thank you so much. So she sent me some files with the rolls. Why don't we just have a look at them and see what we've ended up with.
Hello! Thank you so much for asking me to do this for you, Meg. I'm incredibly nervous. I really hope the dice are kind to you and that whatever happens you can make a good TBR out of it, because the dice, they're not always the best. Sometimes they behave, most of the time they do not. If you've not seen TBRhatzee before, basically it is based off the game of Yahtzee, so we're rolling dice to try and make different combinations. If we use just numbers, so if we have to go for like all 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, it will be 2 books required to fill the prompt. But if we can get one of the, I don't know what they're called, it's my game. You know, like where you get like 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, a small run where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, full house, all that jazz. Then you only have to use 1 book to fill the prompt. So, with my terrible explanation of my own TBR game out of the way, let's get into the rolls. Oh hi, editing Gemma here. I really did a terrible job at explaining my own TBR game. I forgot a very important rule. Each of the prompt cards has a coloured dot on, and if you get 3 of the same colour, you have to do an extra roll. So we start with 5, and then if we get 3 of the same colour, we'll add on an extra roll and do 6, and so on. Okay, now into the rolls. So let's get our prompts at random. Roll number 1. 2 5s. Let's keep those. Oh, look at that! So we've got a full house. So this is a 1 book prompt, and the first prompt for Meg is romance, and that's a blue. So we're off to a brilliant start for you for your first roll, Meg. We have romance, and you just need to read 1 romance book for this, and I'm sure you'll be able to feel it easily, but you can take this as you want. It could be a contemporary romance, historical, fantasy romance, but that is your first prompt, and it feels like a nice one for you.
Okay, so successful off the bat there. We've got roll 1 coming in with romance, and for that I think I'm going to pick up pile of books. I'm going to pick up See You Yesterday by Rachel Lynn Solomon, which is a time loop romance where a girl goes to university and her first day is a disaster. She ends up setting something on fire. She meets a snarky guy in her physics class, biology class, one of the classes. Physics class, yeah, because, you know, time loop physics. And then she realises that he's stuck in the loop with her. And I love Rachel and Solomon so much, and I'm so excited to dive into this one. I've had it for a couple of months now and I'm sad I've not read it. So it's on a TBR, I need to read it. I'm excited. So let's have a look at roll number 2.
Roll number 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've already got a small run. We'll go for a 1 or a 6, see if we can get that long run. Nope, 1 more go. Oh, that was close. Okay, so this is another 1 book prompt, and it is buddy read, and that's an orange. So roll number 2, I managed to get a small run for you, and for that you just need to buddy read any book. So literally anything. Any genre, any format, any age range, as long as you read it with someone. It can be with just one person or it can be part of a read along, whatever you want to do for that one.
So TBRhatzee is still being kind to me. We have buddy read, and for this I'm going to go with The Fine Print by Lauren Asher, which is the Cliterature Book Club pick for August, which is hosted by Steph at Steph Loves. This is part of the Dreamland Billionaires series, which is about a group of brothers who are the sons of a fictional Walt Disney-esque character, and they have inherited the parks and things. And Zara, one night, submits a drunk proposal to fix one of the resort's most expensive rides, and instead of, you know, getting in trouble and being fired or whatever, she gets a job, and I'm assuming some kind of romantic entanglement ensues, and I'm excited about it. So yeah, the fine print for buddy read. Now for the next roll.
Roll number 3. We've already used full house, so we've got 2 6s, 2 3s and a 1. So let's go for... Let's keep our 2 6s and we'll see if we can get 3 or 4 of those. Oh, yes. Oh, God, this is going too well. Let's see if we can get any more. No. Okay, so we've got 3 of a kind, so it's another 1 book prompt, and it is YA, and that's our second orange. Roll number 3 gave us 3 of a kind, and although it's a good prompt, it's YA, you only have to fill it once, and it can literally be any YA that you want. I am getting nervous for you, because we're running out of, like, the good stuff, where we only have to do 1 book, and this is your second orange. It's going to be fine. I'm nervous.
Again, we're still doing very well on the rolls here. That was another 1 book prompt, and we got YA. So for that, I'm going to be reading Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahern, which is book 2 in the series. Don't know if it has a name, but anyway, the first book is Serpent and Dove, which is a enemies to lovers romance that also has arranged marriage, like forced marriage, between a witch and a witch hunter. And I read it a long time ago. In like one night, I like flew through it, never picked up the sequel or book 3. So this is my pick for YA. Hoping to finish the series off this month. So let's move on to roll number 4 now.
Roll number 4. Looking a little bit hairier now. Okay, so we've got 2 3s, 4. We've got long run, 4 of a kind. Let's keep our 2 3s. That's 3. We need 1 more 3. Oh, sorry, Meg. So, I mean, it would normally be great because we've got full house, but we've already used full house. So it's going to be a 2 book prompt, and as we've got more 3s, we'll go for that. So our first 2 book prompt is least, oh, I'm so sorry. Least anticipated, and that's a yellow. I'm so sorry. So roll number 4, the best I could do for you was 3s. I'm a letdown. I've let you down. I've let everyone down. I'm so sorry. The only way this could have gone worse is if the dot was also orange. So I'm so sorry, but you need to read 2 of your least anticipated reads. You can take that as it will, like 2 that you're just not in the mood for, 2 that are like been sat on your shelves a long time, 2 that you've not heard the best things about, they're not greatly rated, or just ones that you're just like not vibing with, but you do have to read 2. I'm so sorry.
Well, things could not go my way the entire round. This one was a little tricky. Trying to pick 2 of my least anticipated books is never going to be fun. But what I have landed on is book 1 is Kingdom of the Cursed by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the sequel to Kingdom of the Wicked, which was a Fairy Loot book when it came out. I have since bought the sequel in the Fairy Loot edition. It's stunning, but I didn't really enjoy Kingdom of the Wicked. I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was kind of poorly written and the character relationships were not my favourite, but I was intrigued enough about the world to buy the very, very pretty edition of the sequel. So Kingdom of the Wicked is about a girl whose twin sister is killed, and she makes a deal with the devil to figure out what happened to her, and she has some magic of her own, and it's fine. People raved about like the descriptions of food, but like I didn't get it. Like it wasn't my favourite, which is why I'm not super anticipating this one, but I'll be happy enough to get it read so that it's not just staring at me. And next for the second book for that prompt, we have Lore by Alexandra Bracken. So I have read, what have I read? The Passenger, duology by Alexandra Bracken, and I really enjoyed it. And I've read the first book in, is it The Darkest Minds? The dystopian YA series she did that got a film, but I never finished that. I don't know why. I just didn't. I got it from the library, just never carried on. But this one is a Greek myth story set in modern day New York, and I've heard like nothing but bad things about it, so I'm just not excited about it. But I've held on to it because I've enjoyed Alexandra Bracken in the past, and I do like a good Greek myth inspired story, and the edges and the spine are like stunning. So, but I guess if I read it this month and I hate it, then I'll know it's not worth keeping just because the edges and the spine are prissy. So yeah, let's see what roll 5 has in store.
And finally roll number 5. 3, 5, 6. We're gonna go for a long run. 3, 4, 5, 6. This has to be a 2. This needs to be a 2. No! Okay. Well, we've got most 6s, so it's another 2-book prompt. We're going for 6s, and it is dark cover, another yellow, but you have avoided any more rolls. So that is dark cover, and that is another double prompt. It could have been worse. It could have been worse, because yes, roll number 5, I could only give you 6s. So again, you do need to read 2 books for this, but it's just a dark cover. It's just a dark cover, and no more oranges, no more extra rolls. We're done. It's okay. You can breathe. So just any books that have got dark covers. I mean, that's not too bad. I hope. I really hope this works for you. So that is all your prompts. I hope you enjoyed your round of TBRhatzee. Sorry that it kind of went to pot towards the end, but hopefully it still works for you. I just feel so bad about the least anticipated prompt, but I feel like the rest of them were not too bad. So good luck with your TBR, and I can't wait to see what you pick. Bye!
Okay, so we got another 2-book prompt. Thank you very much, Jen, for that. So for this one, I'm going to go with Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahoon. When I put Blood and Honey on here, I figured, you know, it's probably a good idea to reread the series, since I can't remember what our main characters are called or anything other than where it ends, really. So probably a good idea to reread this one. And it's like black with gold foiling. This is definitely a dark cover. So yeah, this is a witch and a witch hunter bound in holy matrimony. There was only one way such a story would end: a stake and a match. And it's like sort of like in a French inspired world. I remember enjoying it when I first read it, so yeah, again, fingers crossed I enjoy reading this entire trilogy. And finally, the last book on my TBRhatzee TBR is going to be on my Kindle. It's going to be The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrew, which is an arc I've received from NetGalley, so thank you to them and the publisher, who I will name here, for providing this for me. I don't really know what it's about. Let's get my phone up and have a look. The Raven Boys meets Ninth House. Okay. In the most exciting debut of 2022. A dark atmospheric fantasy about a deaf college student with a peculiar connection to the afterlife. Delaney Mayers Petrov is tired of being seen as fragile just because she's deaf, so when she's accepted into a prestigious program at Godboll University that trains students to slip between parallel worlds, she's excited for the chance to prove herself. But her semester gets off to a rocky start as she faces professors who won't accommodate her disability and a pretentious upperclassman fascinated by Delaney's unusual talent. Colton Price died when he was 9 years old. Quite impossibly, he woke several weeks later at the feet of a green-eyed little girl. Now, 12 years later, Delaney Mayers Petrov has stumbled back into his orbit, but Colton's been ordered to keep far away from the new girl, and the voices she hears calling to her from the shadows. Delaney wants to keep her distance from Colton. She seems to be the only person on campus who finds him more arrogant than charming. Yet after a Godboll student turns up dead, she and Colton are forced to form a tenuous alliance, plummeting down a rabbit hole of deeply buried university secrets. But Delaney and Colton discover the cost of opening the doors between worlds when they find themselves up against something old and nameless, an enemy they need to destroy before it tears them and their forbidden partnership apart. Oh, I'm excited. Yeah, it's reignited my want to read that book, so have that on my Kindle. I will be picking that up this month, primarily because Tori is doing Arc August and she's like put some challenges up. I'm not going to be looking at those challenges. I'm just going to try and read as many of my arcs in August as I can. And I won't talk about them here because I'm not officially going to put them on my TBR because I don't want that kind of pressure. I will just see what I can do with what I've got, and if I do manage to have a week where I can power through a good chunk of them, then fantastic. And I do have one of them on audio, so even better. So yeah, that is my TBRhatzee TBR. Thank you so much, Jem, again for doing that for me. I really appreciate it. I'm so excited. If I do not complete this TBR, Jem gets to pick a punishment for me, but she doesn't know. So, surprise! If I don't do it, come up with something as creative and horrible as you want. So yeah, I am allowing myself to DNF the book, so if, you know, the two I'm not excited about, I end up not wanting to read, but if I've read enough of them that I'm officially DNFing them, then that's okay. So yeah, there are a few other books that I want to read tentatively. I definitely want to try and read an Orbit book because I bought 20 of them in one go and that's terrible. I want to try and read a couple more BookBox books. So I've got Law on here, which is great, and Kingdom of the Cursed and the Serpent and Dove series. I purchased them all from Fairy Loot, but if I can get any more books in there, like This Vicious Grace or The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy or This Woven Kingdom, like if I can get any of my previous BookBox books in my month, fab. If I can read Shift of Magic by Robin Hobb, great. Anything else? A classic. Hopefully I'll be able to read an Anne Bronte, so like Lieutenant of Wildfell Hall maybe, or Agnes Grey, but we'll see how that goes. So my TBR, as it stands for TBRhatzee, with nothing else added, we have See You Yesterday for a YA. We have The Fine Print for a buddy read. We have we have See You Yesterday for a romance. The Fine Print is a buddy read. Blood and Honey is YA. Kingdom of the Cursed and Law as least anticipated, and Serpent and Dove and The Whispering Dark as dark covers. So yeah, pretty manageable for TBRhatzee. I have lots of plans for August, so whether this all goes to plan is something else entirely. So yeah, leave me a comment if you've read any of the books that I've got on my TBR, what you thought of them, if you think I'll like them. Hopefully you'll see me soon with some more videos. Jem will be linked down below. Again, thank you so much. My social media, everything is linked down below. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will hopefully see you soon. Bye.